Hey everyone, and welcome back. Today I want to take you along with me as we declutter my entire wardrobe. And lately I've been feeling a bit uninspired by my wardrobe and like it's not as useful or as practical as I want it to be. And for me at least, when I feel that way, it's usually a sign that I need to declutter and to remove the things that aren't serving me or bringing me joy in my wardrobe. So that's what we're going to do today. I want to go through and declutter my entire wardrobe. So if you haven't already, be sure to hit that subscribe button below and let's get right into this. Okay, so getting started, the very first thing that I like to do when decluttering my wardrobe is to get all of my clothing together in one place, in this case on my bed, so I can see everything I've got and just make better decisions about what I want to keep versus what I want to let go of. So let's get started with that. Fortunately, I did all of my laundry yesterday, so most of my clothes are in the closet, but just so I can see what I have more easily, we're going to bring it out here onto the bed, and then also have a couple of items in our coat closet as well that I'm going to bring here again just so it's all in one place. So let's go ahead and do that now and we'll see what we've got to work with. Okay, so I've got everything out on the bed behind me, minus my winter parka and a puffer coat. I know I'm going to keep those and they take up a lot of space, so I left those out, but literally everything else I have out on the bed here. Now what I want to do though is to organize everything and to group everything by kind. So I want to put all of my shorts in one place, all of my pants in one place, dresses in one place, and so on. That way I can just really easily evaluate like items together so I can kind of see what I have and make better decluttering decisions. I find that when you see, say, all of your t-shirts together at once, you can really get a better understanding of how much you actually have compared to what you actually need, and you can figure out if you have maybe an excess in some areas or holes that you need to fill in others. So let's go ahead and group everything together now, and then we can move on to the main event, decluttering. Okay, so here's what it all looks like organized. I have my athletic bottoms here, athletic tops here, my sleep clothes, I have shorts, pants, all of my hanging tops I have here, and then I have things like dresses and jumpsuits in a separate pile. I have my 2 jackets, t-shirts, and then I have, this is like my miniature, I just have 2 thermal items. Then I have socks and underwear in these 2 bins. And then over here is my sweaters. So this is what it all looks like out, but now let's talk about my strategy for decluttering. Okay, so we've made it to the main event. It's time to start decluttering. And whenever I begin decluttering any area of my life, there are a couple big questions that I like to ask myself. First is, do I use it? And then second, do I love it? The answers to those 2 questions tell you so much about the degree of value or lack thereof that an item actually brings to your life. But when it comes to my closet specifically, on top of those 2 questions, there are a few additional questions that I like to ask just to provide more clarity on whether or not I should keep something. And those questions are, does it fit? Is it in good condition? When was the last time I wore it? And again, the answers to those questions can just help to provide some additional clarity and to help you evaluate your items more objectively. So what I'm going to do next is just go through every single item of clothing that I have out and ask myself those questions and allow the answers to those questions to help determine what I'm going to declutter. And then once I have gone through everything and made my final decluttering decisions, those hard but necessary choices, I'll report back and share what I'm going to be decluttering and why. So let's go now and get to decluttering. Also, just as a side note, I know that decluttering can kind of feel a bit monotonous sometimes, so feel free to do whatever you need to really make the experience more fun and exciting for you. Personally, I love having a fun drink with me as I declutter. This is an iced coffee with oat milk, and I also love listening to a good podcast, YouTube video, audiobook, or something like that just to keep me entertained as I'm decluttering. So really just don't be afraid to customize the decluttering experience and make it your own so that it becomes something that you can enjoy rather than kind of dread doing. Okay, so I just finished up going through my wardrobe and found a lot of things that I want to declutter. Honestly, I was a bit surprised by the actual number of things it was because I have a fairly small wardrobe to begin with. But what I want to do now is share with you exactly what I'm going to be decluttering and why, so hopefully you can understand a bit of the mindset behind why I decide to get rid of the things that I declutter. So first, let's start off with this top. This is from Veda Capsule, and it's a top that I only bought last year, and I love the color and the style of it, but it is definitely too big for me. And I think I didn't initially return it when I bought it, even when I found out that it was too big for me, because it was already their smallest size, and I love kind of the values and the idea behind this brand. It's kind of multi-use items that can be worn in multiple ways. And so because I love the concept behind it, I decided I would try to kind of stick it out with this shirt, but I think because it is too big for me, I just haven't found myself reaching for it to wear it, and when I have worn it, I've always felt a little bit uncomfortable in it, like I have to adjust it every few seconds to make sure that it isn't like slipping in some weird direction. So I think that's really just a lesson for me of, even if you really like something, if it doesn't fit, you're probably not going to wear it, and it's not worth buying in the first place. So that started this off with what was realistically one of the hardest decluttering decisions. Next though, I've decided to let go of this romper, and I just don't really think that polka dots is a style for me. I thought maybe because these ones are a bit more dainty and classy, I might wear this item more, but in reality, I just haven't worn it all that often, so I've decided to let go of this piece. And then next up, we have this dress. Love the color of it, love the style. However, I think that my arms are just a bit too big for the sleeves, and so because of that, it just fits really funny in the torso section, so I don't end up wearing it because I don't find it flattering. Okay, and then I have 3 similar items that I'm just going to group together. These are all button-down shirts. So I have 2 pattern ones and 1 basic white button-down, and honestly, as I've been working from home for longer and longer, I've just realized that number 1, I am not super comfortable in button-down shirts, and number 2, I don't need them because I work from home and I can kind of pick what I'm going to wear on a daily basis, and I don't have that many opportunities or occasions where I need to dress more professionally. And so because I don't really enjoy wearing them or have the need to own them, they kind of have ended up sitting in my closet being worn once or twice a year, but for the most part never actually being used. And there was definitely a time in my life when I had to wear clothing like this to work on a daily basis. But I think this one is all about recognizing how, as our lives and our lifestyles change, our clothing needs adapt and evolve in accordance to that. Okay, and then this next one is kind of a funny one. I don't know if you can see how small this top is on camera, but I bought an extra small Outdoor Voices workout shirt. I'm like generally a small person, but this one's pretty tiny, so it just didn't fit and I missed the return deadline. And then I have 3 other activewear shirts I'm going to be letting go of as well. As I've gotten more into exercising and working out this year, I've just come to understand more what I prefer working out in, and these are not that. So I've already invested in a couple of workout tops that I think are going to much better fit the needs that I have for working out, and as such, I'm going to be letting go of these. And then I have this massive old flannel. It's something that at this point I basically just sleep in, but it's not really something that I wore much in this past year, and I think I've just discovered that there are other clothing items that I prefer sleeping in the winter than this button down, so I'll be passing that on. And then I have a couple of t-shirts I'm getting rid of. This one has some fit issues, and then this one unfortunately has holes in it. And then I have these athletic pants. They fit me really weird and always kind of ride down to the point where they're just like falling off of me, which is not an ideal situation, so I'll be getting rid of those. And then I have this pair of Nike athletic shorts. I don't find them that comfortable to work out in, and I know lots of people love them, but they just aren't for me. So because of that, I mean, they're in great condition, so I'll probably pass them on to someone who can use them. I might try selling them on POSHMARK, but I really don't enjoy wearing them, so I am going to let go of them. And then our final big item is these pants, and the lesson that I'm taking away from these is really just I'm afraid of color. I really just think that I am most comfortable in neutrally colored bottoms, and even though I love the idea of these pants, the fit is really nice, they're comfortable, I think that just the green color made it so I didn't really wear them that often. And I really just can't justify keeping something in my closet because I want to wear it but don't actually get around to ever wearing it because I'm afraid of the color. So note to self, stick to neutrally colored bottoms in the future. And then the last couple things here are just a few socks, underwear, and bras that are either stretched out or have holes in them to the point where I can't really wear them anymore. So that's it. That's everything that I'm going to be decluttering. And what I'm going to do now is put everything away back in my closet, and I'll show you the end result. Okay, so everything is back in place and organized in my closet. Right here I have all of my hanging clothing. Then up at the top I have my 2 hats, my socks and underwear drawers, my off-season storage, and then here I have my pants, shorts, t-shirts, a couple sweaters because I like being cozy even when it's warm outside. And then down here I have my activewear and my sleepwear and my slippers. So that's my entire wardrobe, and I think it's looking really good. So we did it. Our wardrobe is now fully decluttered, and I am feeling good. I always find that when I go through and declutter my wardrobe and get rid of the things that are no longer inspiring me or serving me, I always just feel this renewed sense of passion and excitement when it comes to the clothing that I own. And it really is that routine curation and decluttering every so often that helps me to maintain a simple wardrobe that I love. Now, I did want to let you guys know that I have decided to sell some of the better quality and better condition items that I'm letting go of on POSHMARK. So if, as I was decluttering, you saw an item or two that caught your eye, I'll leave the link to my POSHMARK in the description box below so you can check that out if you want to own any of those items for yourself. So if, as I was decluttering, an item or two caught your eye, I will be leaving the link to my POSHMARK in the description box, so feel free to check those items out. And who knows, maybe some of my items will be able to find new life in your closet. But I hope you enjoyed coming along with me for this wardrobe declutter today, and that it really motivates and inspires you to simplify your own wardrobe, to get rid of the excess and the clutter so that you can really focus on fully enjoying and using the items that inspire you, that fit you, and that you feel confident and comfortable wearing. And of course, if you did enjoy this video, I would so incredibly appreciate it if you would give it a like, give it a thumbs up. It's something really small that you can do, but it really helps my channel to grow and to be discovered by new people. And if you are new around here, make sure to hit that subscribe button below. I post 2 videos on here every single week about simple and intentional living, and I'd love for you to join our community on here. And finally, as always, remember that you can always follow me on Instagram if you aren't already for daily inspiration and updates. That's everything for today's video, though. Thank you all so much for coming along with me. as we decluttered. I hope you have an amazing day, and I'll see you in the next one.